What's good, YouTube? You know, I'm back again with another reaction video. Let's dive into this video and I'm gonna chop it back with you guys real quick.
African Americans in this country are the only groups, they have no culture. It depends on who you meet, where you meet them.
But currently there's not an African American culture?
No.
Yes, there is.
What is it? Name two value systems in the African American culture.
Value system?
Yes. Name two taboos in the African American culture system. Name two traditions, by the way, in the African American culture system. There is no value for freedom if you don't understand what it is. The concept of free. You have to have a foundation on which it would balance when you ask for it. Civil right, they give it to you. You have no culture. Nancy, you've been here, born here. Why would you be surprised if I say African Americans don't have a culture? What, twerking? So anything
but I feel like
I disagree, guys. I disagree. I do feel like Black Americans, which I think you'll be classing as African Americans, I feel like you guys do have culture. You guys have a lot of culture. Do you feel what I'm saying? In terms of let's remove the music side of it, right? Because even though it's part of a culture and it's art, but let's move that side away. I still feel like you guys have culture, like in terms of like the way you dress, right? The way you carry yourself, you know, the way you dance, you know, the way you guys articulate yourself, the words you guys use, the food that you guys make as well, such as soul food. So you guys are rich in a lot of culture, you know. I wouldn't want to say the sports, you get me, because sports, it has been invented by other groups that's non-black, you know, especially like basketball, baseball and all of that. That's invented by non-black individuals. But you guys do have culture, you feel what I'm saying to you? I don't agree with what you say, because to have culture is to have a belonging or some type of style. Like with Africans, they have culture in the way they dress, you know, the food they make, you know, the way they speak, you know. You guys do have culture, you feel what I'm saying? So we're just putting that out there. Like I disagree with that. It's the first time I'm actually looking at this, you know. Someone in my comment actually referred this video to me, so I'm only just now looking at this video, you feel me? So I disagree.
African American culture has definitely
you say
mainstream.
No, you say the word, the African American culture. What is it? Okay, fine.
Like hip hop.
Oh,
not hip hop. I mean,
like that's the reason why I didn't want to use music, because I don't want you guys just to be known for hip hop. You feel what I'm saying to you? Because like it just can't just be hip hop, because we have, you know, other culture that participated in hip hop, such as people like, you know, Slick Rick. Slick Rick's actually from London. You feel what I'm saying? He's British. You feel me? And he's one of the first pioneers in hip hop. If we want to talk about, you know, old school artists and whatnot, I don't want to just keep using hip hop as you guys' culture. You guys have different styles, you know, in terms of how you carry yourself, you know, how you guys articulate yourself, you know, the way you guys speak as well, because there's a certain types of lingo you guys speak. It's English, but it's a different types of English, if I'm saying to you, like y'all and all of that. So, you know, you guys got some culture, man. You feel me? That some Western, even myself, I use some of you guys' lingo. You feel me? So I'm always gonna give props where it's due. Do you know what I mean?
Look,
yes, I feel like
you haven't thought about it. It's fine. Don't make things up.
I'm not making it up.
Okay,
I feel like
then educate me. You feel, you should know. You were born and raised here.
Yes, but I have a Haitian.
Are you African American?
I'm Haitian American.
That's correct. Do you see why you were being specific with that? Because anybody who encounters you already knows you before. If they know you are Haitian, at least two things comes to their mind.
What is that?
If they've been to Haiti, they can look at work ethics and they say, yes, Haitians, I know them. Service industry, they know where they do well. Food, they can say yes. And even language, Creole.
Right.
And they can say, oh, I love Haitians. Because they saw the culture in abstract before they encountered you. So people go over the bridge of your culture, your tradition, your customs, and that helps them to know how to
address it.
Exactly. I'm saying to you, any people who ask for these things, which are abstract, freedom, for example, independence, for example, and civil rights, for example, voting rights, for example, you must have a foundation on which these things are going to balance. Because the people there have to uniformly agree with consensus. This is our way of life. The do's and the don'ts involved in our culture. Even if you have to create an artificial culture.
Is that why the civil rights movement is considered dead?
It's dead and useless. They got it, but they could not balance it on any foundation.
Let me tell you guys sometimes. So you see some raw Africans, right? People that's from Africa, guys, yeah, like sometimes they can come across very offensive and ignorant, you know, just by the way they approach. And let me tell you the reason why. Like, I'm a first generation, right? So meaning I know my parents, they come from Africa, which is Nigeria, right? So I know about their culture. I know how rich the culture is in terms of the food, the language they speak, the way they dress, the way they carry themselves, the whole persona, right? So I'm gonna break something down to you guys, yeah, what you guys can understand. Say you have like, you know, 3 brothers, right? And they all come from one house, right? And they all have this culture in this one house. Say they went out to go play, right? One of the brothers come back home to the crib and then has his offspring, and all these offsprings are still in the crib. So let's say the crib is the motherland, right? And 2 of the brothers, yeah, were still outside. One thought to himself he wants to go explore the world, go around the world and see what the world has to offer, right? He wants to have his own independent. So he's in certain locations and he's having his offsprings in certain location. The other brother got kidnapped. Let's say the other brother got kidnapped, which would be the slaves, and taken to countries that's forced, right? So now they have their offsprings in those areas that they didn't put themselves in, right? He's basically trying to say that because they don't have no foundation, knowing where they come from, as in the house, one got kidnapped and don't know where he comes from, so he doesn't even know what freedom is, right? So that's the reason why he's talking about like, yeah, there's no culture. But I disagree with him, because at the end of the day, let's just talk about the second brother that went to go explore. He used to have a sense of knowing how to create culture, knowing how to, you know, tell his offsprings about where they originally come from, but this is where they are right now, if that makes sense, right? But the other one just have no choice but to try to figure out how to create a culture and how to just get on with it. If I'm saying to you, because they've never gonna experience being in the crib. Where the other one has been to the crib, but went out his way to be independent, right? So there's different types of, you know, blacks, right? So what he's basically trying to say is because you guys have never been to the crib and don't know how the crib is like, you don't have no culture, no foundation. And I disagree, right? Because at the end of the day, you can still create culture where you at. If I'm saying to you, and it's like, even though when you go back into your, you know, forefathers, they're all Americans and whatnot, it does not take away the fact that you don't have no culture. Culture is what you create as a community, as an impact to impact other folks that looks just like you. That's culture. Do you know what I mean? So I disagree with what he said. This is just the mindset of some Africans as well. You know, it's just their way or the highway. They've always been like that. So you guys don't take that personal. Have grace on some of these guys, you feel me? That, you know, one thing as well, just before I go, there's one thing I've never tried is soul food. I would love to try soul food, you know. Back in the days when I was young, I used to think like soul food was like Caribbean food and whatnot. And then to find out, you guys don't even eat curry goat like that. So it's like, cool. One day, I'm going to try this soul food and see what it's saying, you feel me? But yeah, man. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Make sure you subscribe to this video and I'll see you there. Peace out.